Morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rabbi.
We're learning Mishnah Shabbos, Perek Yutes, chapter 19, Mishnah Aleph, Mishnah 1. I'd like to dedicate this morning's learning in memory of my mother. Our learning should be a schus for the neshama of Shalamas Bas Reb Yaakov Eliezer. Okay. So the previous Mishnah said that all requirements for Mila, for circumcision, can be done on Shabbos. So now the Mishnah is going to discuss what that means. Rabbi Eliezer said, if you did not bring the utensil from before Shabbos, meaning in order to do a bris Mila, you have to have the Mila knife, right? And you did not bring it. And now let's say so the baby's in the house and the male has to bring needs the knife, right? And he didn't bring the knife to the house before Shabbos. So now there's no knife in the baby's in the house to do the bris milah, and now it's going to be necessary for the male to carry the knife through the public domain to get it to the private domain to the house where the baby is. So Eliezer says, Shabbos. If he did not bring the utensil, meaning the knife, from before Shabbos, meviyai b'Shabbos, he may bring it on Shabbos. And if he brings it on Shabbos Megula, it should be uncovered. You should be walking through the street and everybody should be seeing that you're carrying a knife. Why? The answer is because we want everyone to actually see that you are doing this on Shabbos, because this is how important bris milah is, right? We know that to cause blood to come out on Shabbos is forbidden. But the Torah tells us, the bris has to happen on the 8th day, and that means the 8th day no matter what, even if it's Shabbos. So therefore, when you're carrying this knife, you should actually publicize that you're carrying this knife for the purpose of bris milah, so that people realize how important bris milah is. Now, what is unique or what is novel about Rebbe Eliezer is that this is not something this is not the bris itself, right? This is what you need for the bris. And my understanding is, Rebbe Eliezer would say you definitely initially should be doing this, getting the knife to the house before Shabbos. But if you didn't, so now you can't do the bris without it, you can even desecrate Shabbos for that. So it's not about the bris itself, it's about what you need for the bris. And according to Rebbe Eliezer, if need be, you could even carry it on Shabbos to make sure that the bris milah can take place. Ubisakana, but if it's a time of danger, that means in a time where the ruling government has decreed no bris milah, right? That has happened even in the land of Israel when the Romans were in control, or when the Greeks, when there was foreign control of Eretz Yisrael. Ubisakana, when it's a danger, mechaseyu, then you cover it. Of course, you're not going to parade it around. Al pi edim, but you have to have witnesses seeing. Before you cover it up and you take it outside, we want witnesses to see that, because apparently it's going to be obvious you're carrying something. So people are going to wonder, what are you carrying on Shabbos? So you can't uncover it because you don't want to get caught. So therefore, we have witnesses that saw that you covered. It was a milah knife that you covered. Then everything will be covered. They will testify that what you're carrying is something that is permissible. Again, testifying to other Jews. Okay, so according to Eliezer, you can go ahead, and if you didn't bring the knife to the house for the bris milah on Shabbos before Shabbos, and that's it. Now you need a knife, or else can't do the bris milah. You can carry it on Shabbos. Eliezer even said further. Not forget about bringing the knife. Karson eitzim, you can chop down wood. Lasais pechamim, to turn them into charcoal. That means you can chop down wood, burn the wood, put out the fire that makes the charcoal, relight the charcoal, velasas kli barzel, and then to make an iron utensil. Meaning, let's say, forget about bringing a knife. You don't have a knife. There are no knives around. The only thing you can do is make a knife. Wow. According to Rebbe Eliezer, you can even make the knife on Shabbos if there's nothing else available. If that's the only choice in the matter, you can do that. And clearly, I went through all the stages because every stage really is a desecration of Shabbos. Cutting down a tree, desecration of Shabbos. Burning wood, desecration. Extinguishing the fire, desecration. Relighting it, desecration. Forming a utensil, desecration of Shabbos. As far removed as it is from the actual bris milah, if this is what you need to do the bris milah, Rebbe Elazar says you can do it. But I'll just let you know, that's not the halacha. Klal Amar Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva said a rule. Any act, any activity that could have been done before Shabbos, meaning any act that would be forbidden on Shabbos, that could have been done before Shabbos, and could have been done means physically done, right? It's not about, did you forget it? It's not about, did you forget it? Or for some reason or another, it was beyond your control. The bottom line is, if it's possible to do it on Erev Shabbos, Eina doicha es Shabbos. It will not push away Shabbos. Does not override Shabbos. Shabbos. What's not possible to do before Shabbos, and what's not possible to do before Shabbos by bris milah? The bris itself. Doicha es Shabbos, that will push aside Shabbos. So according to Rabbi Akiva, the only thing, or we'll see more, but right now, the only thing that you can do on Shabbos is whatever is involved in the bris itself, because that you can only do on Shabbos. Why? Because you can only do it on the 8th day. And since the 8th day is Shabbos, you can't do it before Shabbos. Whatever you cannot do, whatever it's not possible to do before Shabbos, that you can do on Shabbos. So Rebbe Elazar went as far as to say, all my needs for bris milah will even override Shabbos. Rabbi Akiva says, no. Anything that you could do before Shabbos, that's possible to do before Shabbos, will not override Shabbos. So let's say there's no knife. No knife. You can't do the bris milah. You can't make the knife. You can't bring the knife. Now, you could possibly ask a guy to bring it. There'd be a different story. To ask a non-Jew to bring it is a different story. But just theoretically, if there's no option, right? There's no way to bring the knife to the house other than carrying it on Shabbos. Rabbi Akiva says you can't do it. No bris milah. You can't do it. You can't desecrate Shabbos in order to do that. That's not with the permission of bris milah to desecrate Shabbos. Does not apply, says Rabbi Akiva, to the parts of bris milah that you could do before Shabbos, which means the preparatory acts. It's only the bris milah itself, which is required on the 8th day, which you can't do the day before. That's override Shabbos, and that is the halacha. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Rabbi.